For the second straight year, history has repeated itself. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Hot Stove Media, and today we're going to recap tonight's fourth game in the National League Division Series as the Phillies defeat the Braves by a final score of 3-1 as they are moving on to the National League Championship Series. And history has repeated itself, right? In the Division Series last year, they win Game 1, they blow Game 2, and then they win Game 3 and 4 at home. And the same thing happens here in 2023 as the Braves once again are a first-round exit after a 100-plus win season. I mean, this is a disgrace if you're the Atlanta Braves. Now, guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please share, engage the bell, like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. Back to the NLCS for the second straight year, and you're going to be playing a team in the Arizona Diamondbacks who are undefeated this postseason, right? They took down the first place Los Angeles Dodgers, but they're going to be having some time off, right? We're going to be getting home field advantage. We're pretty much unstoppable at home, right? For the exception of losing 2 games last October in the World Series against the Houston Astros, I definitely think we have a good chance of getting back to the World Series here if we could just take care of business, because we're the better team, you know. And as this Atlanta Braves Phillies National League Division Series goes, I mean, the Braves are the better team, but the hotter team won. I mean, that's what I think. I mean, the Phillies were just better in this series, man. It doesn't mean that the better team always wins, but the Phillies certainly play better. I mean, the Braves, I mean, their offense was just horrible. I mean, their bats did not show up at all. The so-called MVP, Ronald Acuna Jr., as Ricky Otago said, I mean, he was terrible in this postseason. He was terrible. I mean, he definitely will win the National League MVP. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve to win. He put up great numbers in the regular season, but, I mean, this guy, I mean, the entire team was just this void in this entire National League Division Series. The Phillies pitching to shut them down, as agonizing as it was, Gregory Soto and Jose Alvarado, watching these guys, walk after, guy after guy after guy, and that amazing catch by Yohan Rojas out in center field of all that Ronald Acuna Jr. drilled out there. I mean, this was just a game. It just gave you a headache watching this game. We won, and we got the outcome that we wanted. It still was so it really got your nerves up. I mean, we're still really amped up. I mean, the bank was just rocking. It seemed like, I believe Jeff Francoeur said it looks like they're just going to stay there until Monday, right? I mean, because that's the kind of environment it is there at the Citizens Bank Park, man. I mean, it's just so lively. It's something that everybody, should be able to experience. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. So, Phillies have a date with the Arizona Diamondbacks in the National League Championship Series, and I feel pretty good about it. I do. I feel pretty good about it. I mean, I know they have a lot of momentum going into the National League Championship Series, but so do we. Okay, so do we. And I understand they defeated the Los Angeles Dodgers, but look at the San Diego Padres. They upset the Dodgers last year, and we took care of them in 5 games. So I'm not going to say the same thing's going to happen again this year, but I certainly feel good about it. I mean, we are the better team over the Arizona Diamondbacks. We are. We had a better record. We get home field advantage, and we'll see what happens if we make it to the World Series. And I'd love to face the Astros. Let's try to, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but wouldn't you love that? I mean, if we had a rematch with the Astros and we beat them this time, I mean, that would be pretty nice. I mean, that would be kind of nice to get our revenge. As we pick up the scoring summary here in the top of the 4th inning, kind of started like Game 3 did, as Austin Riley homers on a fly ball to left field. It barely even got out, and Atlanta now leads 1-0. So I wasn't feeling too good, right? I was still pretty nervous going into this game. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I think every fan was, no matter what side you were on. And Austin Riley makes it 1-0 as he homers off of Ranger Suarez. And we pick it up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. I mean, this man, he did nothing the entire postseason in 2022 other than a couple nice defensive plays, and I'll tell you, he has just been unstoppable here in 2023 as Nick Castellanos destroys a home run to left field. I mean, this ball wasn't even, it just was just demolished. I mean, he stands there and watches it, flips the bat. I love that. Of course, maybe if Ronald Acuna Jr. wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have had the same reaction. His 3rd home run here in the postseason, solo shot, and the ball game is tied. I mean, it was just like that. I mean, it was just like that there to start off the bottom of the 4th inning as the Phillies answer right back immediately. Nick Castellanos We go take a look at Kyle Schwarber, a guy that had a big postseason last year. Nick Castellanos didn't do anything, and now the tables have turned. Now Kyle Schwarber has just been awful, and Nick Castellanos has been on fire. So the tables have turned there, definitely. Then we pick it up here at the bottom of the 5th inning. Trey Turner, second straight night as he homers on a fly ball to left field, and it's now a 2-1 ball game. So the Phillies now take the lead. Another solo home run here for the Phils as Trey Turner rounds the bases this time. And the Phillies now have a 1-run lead. And we pick it up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Nick Castellanos does it yet again. He's behind in the count, and he answers big time as he homers on another deep fly ball to left field. I mean, it's pretty much around this exact same area. Another bat flip, and it's now 3-1 Philadelphia. So 3 solo home runs here for the Phils, and that would be enough as we hold the Braves to 1 measly run. I mean, I just cannot believe how bad this Braves... It reminded me so much of last year. I mean, the offense was terrible. They didn't do anything. They just looked just scared. They honestly just looked scared going against our pitching. And another first-round exit for the Atlanta Braves. David Slitt, if you're watching this video, you probably are. I mean, I feel for you, man. I know that you are, probably the most diehard Atlanta, Braves fan I know, and I feel for you. It's terrible. It's a terrible feeling. You probably won't be able to even fall asleep tonight. It's a terrible feeling. I remember when the Phillies lost the World Series last year to the Astros. It was just, it was like it stung for days, man. It stung for weeks to a certain extent, right? I mean, obviously life goes on. We move on with our life. But we're big sports people, right? I mean, we love our team. We're big baseball people, and it's not fun. It's not fun to go through it. Especially 2 years in a row. And have a historic season, and your team hits over 300 home runs in the season. I mean, it's not fun. It's not fun to go through, getting knocked out in the first round. So I certainly feel for you there, and I'm sorry I didn't get to tune in your live stream, but I know that you're going to be putting out a Rage video tonight talking about the Braves, so I'll make sure to check that out. If you don't, or if you're not aware about Sports Live the ATL, please go and check him out. I'll put his link in the description section. He's a diehard Braves fan. He has great content, so I feel for you, man. But the Braves, I mean, just terrible. I mean, horrible, horrible performance by the Braves. And the Phillies, able to take advantage. They're able to shut them down. They are able to shut them down. I mean, the Phillies, I mean, I'm not going to say they got lucky in this game, but, I mean, they had a lot of opportunities early in the ball game to take the lead, and they failed. I mean, one of it was just a great play by Michael Harris. The second, he dove on a nice line drive from Juan Rojas, and they doubled off Nick Castellanos at second. So, I mean, that was just some bad luck there, but we still need to work on that. I mean, stop stranding so many base runners. It's pathetic. It needs to stop. But luckily, it did not come back to bite us in the series. I mean, the long ball was just incredible in the series. I mean, so many home runs, and we have a lot of momentum heading into this Diamondback series. I understand that, the people are going to, on the contrary, are going to say, hey, guess what? Also, the Arizona Diamondbacks, even more so since they're undefeated. But let's just look at something. The Dodgers have notoriously been known for choking in the postseason. I don't think the Diamondbacks are just going to kneel down and, not be much of a competition, but I think we're going to beat the Diamondbacks. I think we will move on to the World Series, but we haven't even played a game yet, right? So we have to be patient. We have to see what's going to happen. So we can't get too ahead of ourselves. But Kyle Schwarber, I'm going to say it again. I mean, he has just been batting 160 average here so far in the postseason. With Trey Turner, a 4-for-4 night. Your Phillies has immediate player of the game. Incredible performance. Been batting 500 here in the postseason with a 1,400 OPS. And Bryce Harper, and that was scary. He was on base 3 times tonight. But with the play at first base with Matt Olson, I mean, his Tommy John, arm, gets bent back. That was definitely nerve-wracking, right? I mean, I think that there was barely any cheers. We got out of the 8th inning, but I think more people were worried about what was going on with Harp, and thankfully he was okay. He went out there and played first there in the top of the 9th inning. I mean, that was very, very scary there. And Nick Castellanos, a big 3-hit night with the 2 home runs. I mean, he was a huge reason as to why we won this game. I mean, clearly, if he didn't would have hit those 2 home runs, who knows what would have happened, right? And when we got the one solo shot from Trey Turner. I mean, the offense still wasn't fantastic tonight, but we scored the same amount of runs as we did last time we faced Spencer Strider in Game 1. So, I don't know what it is with the Atlanta Braves playing the Philadelphia Phillies in the playoffs, but they just can't do it. I don't know if it's something mental. They just fall apart. And the same thing happens here in 2023. Another Game 4 loss. They can't even make it to Game 5. And I love it, man. I mean, the Braves division rival, I love to see it. I mean, They kicked our butt all year long, and then we get to the postseason where it really matters, and the tables turned, and we knocked them out of the playoffs. And it feels really, really good. I'm not going to lie. It feels amazing. It feels absolutely incredible. And I'm going to say it again. I mean, not saying that we're a better team than the Braves. It's the hotter team won. Okay, the hotter team won, and we were way better in this series, man. We were just way better in this series. Ranger Suarez, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run was earned, no walks, and 2 strikeouts, a 1.04 ERA. Clap it up for this man. I mean, he was fantastic. He got the job done. Exceeded our expectations. He shut down this Braves offense. I mean, for the exception of that Austin Riley home run. I mean, he was fantastic. Ranger Suarez, bravo to you. And this Phillies bullpen, for the exception of Jose Alvarado and Greg Risotto, I mean, they just give me a heart attack. I mean, these guys. I mean, they scare me to death. The wildness, the lack of control, getting 2 quick outs and then they forget how to throw a strike. It's just maddening. It's maddening. Just how stressful it is every inning. And I can't believe the Atlanta Braves. I mean, you have first and third, nobody out in the top of the ninth, and you don't even push across 1 run. I mean, if that doesn't show you the lack of fundamentals, I don't know what does. So that's pretty abysmal. And Matt Stram, what a job. What a job. He comes in there, first and third, nobody out, and he gets 3 quick outs. 3 quick outs, and bravo to you, man. Matt Stram, wonderful job. A huge, spot for him, and a lot of pressure, and he went in there and just shut him down. That was one heck of a job by Matt Stram. So, fantastic job. So the Phillies get some time off here, and some people may think that as a negative, simply because, we're kind of, maybe losing some momentum, but, the Arizona Diamondbacks are going to get like 5 days off, so we're going to get some, little less rest time. But 8:07, the first pitch in Philly Monday night against the Arizona Diamondbacks as we open up Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. So let's make it back to the World Series, please. So who knows what's going to happen, but the Arizona Diamondbacks, they're going to be coming out, aggressive, right? They're feeling pretty good after sweeping out, not only a 100-plus win team, but a team in their division. So that even feels better, so they sweep out the Milwaukee Brewers. So guess what? The San Diego Padres last year, they took down the New York Mets. Granted, it wasn't in a sweep, but the New York Mets, everybody thought that they were so special in 2022, right? They were utter trash in 2023. They fired their manager, Buck Showalter. The Mets were an absolute laughingstock. I'm not even going to talk about it. I loved every minute of it. The San Diego Padres wipe out the LO Mets in the Wild Card Series last year, and then they, upset the Dodgers. So I kind of see something a little similar going on here with the Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm a little bit more momentum, though, for the Diamondbacks. So I think we can do it. I think we're going to beat them. I think we're going to go on to the World Series, but still got a long way to go. So, guys, that's pretty much it. It's getting kind of late. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on that notification bell. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies House Media, Instagram. So we get some time off here. Maybe doing a video with a guest. I don't know. 8:07, the first pitch, Monday night. So to be determined for both sides. I'll be, putting some things on my Instagram story, just kind of, giving my thoughts on, potential starters and things like that. So I am Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phils! Back to the National League Championship Series. The Braves are out. I'll see you guys.